What's up, Earth Angels? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tay and I'm a psychic healer here on YouTube. Today we're going to do a pick a crystal reading all about how the person on your mind feels about you. We're going to look at everything we can possibly look at. Their intentions, what potentially happened between you two, how it's going, how they're feeling. We're going to see all the details. But first, I need you to choose one of these three piles. Here are the three piles. Pile 1 is on the left, pile 2 is in the center, and pile 3 is on the right. So you can go ahead and take a second to pause the video, do what you need to do to see which of these three piles you feel drawn to. Once you've chosen, then you can go to my description box where you'll find all the timestamps for each of the piles. Just click on your timestamp and it'll take you directly to your part of the reading. Alright, I'll see you in your reading. What's up, pile 1? If you chose this crystal, this is going to be a reading all about how the person on your mind feels about you and what's really going on here. And right off the bat, I got this vibe that something was literally ripped away from you. And there's a lot of sadness in this pile. It just feels like something was taken away, and quickly and painfully. And right when I sat down here, my dog jumped off, my other dog, and then this one came. And so Spirit is just reminding you that when one energy leaves, another energy comes. And sometimes we have to let energy go to create space for new energy. And I'm not saying one dog is better than the other. I love them both, but it's just symbolic of what's going on here. And if that gives you a little bit of peace, a little bit of comfort, knowing that you know, sometimes people are not meant to be in our life forever, but we can allow for new energy to come in. And this is also giving me the vibe that whatever happened between you two, it was a real shock or a real hit to your solar plexus chakra. This is your confidence, your fears, your abilities, your self-worth. And so whatever happened here, there's something that really hurt your solar plexus energy. So I'm just going to look into this. So Spirit, how does pile 1's, and look at, I cut the deck and the person is crying. So there's a lot going on here and I'm feeling it and I'm sorry that you're going through this. It's actually like hot in here. I'm going to open this window because I just feel like it's a lot of emotions. So just crack it a little bit. Okay, so Spirit, show me the energy between pile 1 and their person. Spirit, show me the energy between pile 1 and their person. Okay, so it's interesting because this is somebody who feels like a soulmate, but I'm also getting the Devil. And so it's an energy that can be very shifty and very hard to understand what is actually going on. Because while it can feel very much like a soulmate connection, it can feel like this was destined, this was meant to be. This person is your best friend. They feel great. At the same time, they appear as the devil in your life, something that is toxic, something that you're chained to, something that is pulling you down, dragging you down, not making you feel full, not making you feel whole, not making you feel always 100% happy. And so right off the bat, I can understand that this is a situationship, a relationship. It could even be a friendship, or, you know, a relationship that you've had for years and years and years. Something that has been deep-rooted, something that feels like it has been long-term, or in your mind you envisioned this is long-term. And so it's really hard to let go of, and it's really hard to accept or understand when you're going through tough times, or when this person has suddenly ghosted or suddenly broken up with you, or maybe you had to do that. Spirit, what is happening between them? Okay, there's just a lot of fighting. There's a lot of arguing. There's a lot of, maybe if it's not physically like you're fighting or yelling at each other, it's like internal conflict. This is an internal battle, because that's what I'm also seeing is like you're drawn to this person. You want to be with this person. You want to hang out with this person. You want to talk to this person. But then when you're with them, you're battling yourself internally because you're not fulfilled. Because there's something about this relationship or friendship that is just not good for you. Spirit, tell me, what is this? What is it about this relationship or friendship that's just not good? It's too up and down. It's too high and low. It's too much like love bombing and then not wanting the attention or wanting to do with you. It's not consistent. It's very high and very low, and it takes you on an emotional roller coaster, whether this is somebody who acts like your best friend and then pulls away, or whether this is a relationship that feels amazing and feels so good and then it feels so bad and so horrible. It's like somebody who could make you feel like the best and like you're on top of the world, and then the next day they're making you feel completely insecure and bad about yourself. And the problem is that this is something that, wow, it's like heavy energy. Like, do you feel the wind now? The wind is coming through. Do you feel it? Do you hear it or see it? I don't know. The wind will hit me hard and then it like stops. And then it's going hard and then it stops. And it's almost like this person goes hard and then they pull back and then they stop and then they, bam, tons of energy on you, tons of attention, and then none. But the thing is that this is a connection that feels like home. It feels like it's long term, like it's where you're meant to be, it's where you're rooted. This could even be a family member, like a relationship like that, where it's like you feel like, how can I let go of this person, or how can I move on when we are connected? We are meant to be connected. We are family, we are soulmates, we are best friends, whatever it is. It feels like you believe that you are meant to be connected, and so you stay connected with this idea. But this idea disregards the fact that there's shady behavior going on. And this shady behavior could mean this person is not being loyal to you. It could mean that they're not respecting you. It could mean that they are just triggering you and hitting you where it hurts. And they're not being receptive of why you feel this pain or why they're making you feel insecure. So there's something that doesn't make you feel good in this connection. But it seems as though you ignore this part because you guys can have so much fun together. And you're ignoring the signs. Spirit's saying you're not interested in the signs that are bad, you're only interested in the signs that are good. Spirit, tell me more about this connection. It's just right now, whatever's happening in this connection, it is shifting, it is changing, and it is going to be rebuilt in a different way. Whether this means you guys are breaking up and never speaking, or whether this means you are breaking up and communication becomes better and it rebuilds in a different way. It's all over the place for this pile, but there is something that Spirit wants you to recognize, and that is that you're blocking yourself off from happiness by staying connected to this connection. You're blocking yourself off to new opportunity. You're putting yourself in a situation where you feel like you have to prove yourself, where you feel like you have to protect yourself. You shouldn't have to feel like you have to prove or protect yourself in a relationship that is good. You shouldn't feel like this person is always getting attention elsewhere, or if it's not a relationship, like a romantic relationship, if it's like a friendship, this is somebody who might step on you to get attention from others, or step on you to get to where they want to be. And so Spirit is saying an unconditional loving relationship would make you feel like you're on top of the world all the time. It wouldn't make you feel like this person doesn't fully care about you. Okay, Spirit, what are Pile 1's person's intentions for Pile 1? Spirit, show me what their intentions are for Pile 1, whoever they're talking about. So this person's intentions for you are they don't have any plans. They are rushing in without a plan, and they're just, they don't know. They don't know. Spirit, clarify this. Tell me more about this Knight of Swords. They're not very connected to their heart space. They're more so logical, and they don't see this as a logical thing. They don't see this as something that they need to plan for, because when they start to plan things, they get anxious, they get stressed. They're like, oh, maybe this wasn't the best decision, or maybe I can't carry it. It's like too much responsibility for them to have a beginning, like a new beginning, to have a relationship, to commit. It's like non-committal vibes. They're very much always looking at what else is out there for them. Whether it's like, oh, who's more fun to hang out with? If it's your friend. If it's a relationship, they're very much, you know, when people say, when you're on a diet, it doesn't mean you can't look on the menu. That's how this person views. They're like, when I'm in a relationship, it doesn't mean I can also like scope around and see what else is out there, what else is better, because they're always looking for something better. And their intentions are, it's interesting because their intentions are not necessarily to make you feel bad. They're not to destabilize you, but the thing is that they don't take responsibility for, it's almost like they feel like they're too weak to open up, to be there, to be the one to commit, to be the one to keep everyone stable, to be the one to be a giver. They're like, oh, I'm not strong enough for that. I'm not ready for that. They don't see it like that. They're just like, they're not thinking about it. You're thinking about it and they're not. They're not committed, you are. And so it's just two different paths. And you're envisioning it as this happy family or this happily ever after, or this movie where your best friend is your best friend and you guys go through all this and you have each other's back 100% of the time. But the thing is that you have their back, but they don't have your back. And that's a really hard thing. It's like, okay, let me bring this card out. The Strength card. You're this pure, loving, wise person. And the person you're dealing with is the beast. And opposites can balance each other out, and you're trying to tame the beast not by force but by wisdom. But the beast is not receptive to the wisdom you're trying to bring on. And so there's definitely a difference in maturity. There's definitely a difference in values. It's like this person only has a small commitment for your large commitment, for the amount of energy and effort you put in. They make you feel like you're left out in the cold. You're fending for yourself. You can't trust that they'll do the same things that you would do for them. And that scares you. It scares you, it causes anxiety, it causes you to get into your head, because deep down in your gut, you know that that's the truth. You know that this person can't amount to what you amount to. But there's a sense of you being scared of losing it, to see it from a higher perspective. Spirit is saying, weigh the pros and cons. Look at the situation from a higher perspective. What would be the best case scenario for everybody? And can it be the best case scenario for everybody, or is one person always getting a better scenario? And if that one person, your person, is always getting the better scenario, it's not balanced. It's not worth it. Sometimes I get the better scenario. My boyfriend gets the better scenario. But then it balances out. But if one person is always getting the better scenario, it's not balanced. It's not fair. It's not just. It's not right. Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 1? Okay, wait. Spirit wants to say, how is this person feeling about you? I did their intentions, but how does pile 1's person feel about pile 1, Spirit? How does pile 1's person feel about pile 1? They feel tied to you. They feel like they're in their head a lot about you. They go back and forth between, yes, this person is my best friend, or this does feel like a burden. It goes back and forth, but you feel the same way. And it's just understanding and recognizing that you feel the same way. This person feels like, oh, this is amazing. I have so much fun. I have a great time. I love this. and then the next moment they're like, we're not aligned. They don't think like that. They're not like, oh, we're not aligned, but they're like, this feels like a burden. This feels like a trap. Feels like I'm bonded to this person or connected to this person. It feels very karmic. It feels like there's a lot of lessons to learn here. This person is very much in their head, but you're very much in your head as well. It's like you guys always find your way back to each other, but it never feels whole, right? So it's like you're bonded to each other by choice. You're choosing to stay bonded, but it doesn't feel good all the time. It feels good sometimes. It feels like it's a small emotional fulfillment. Spirit, how else do they feel about pile 1? They feel confused. They feel in their head. They feel like maybe the future will get better. I'm just going to hope that it feels better in the future. I'm going to hope that tomorrow's a better day. But I'm asking Spirit, how do you feel? And Spirit is saying you feel the same way. It's like you're mirroring each other, but it's hard for you to recognize this fact that you actually feel this way because you want it to be different. You want it to be better. You hope that it's better. You hope that it changes. But the fact of the matter of the fact, whatever that it is that it's never just you and this person. It's always you, this person, and somebody or something else. Whether their eyes are somewhere else, whether their attention is somewhere else, their energy is somewhere else, their energy is not here. And so the thing is that this person, whether they're your friend, your family member, your significant other, they give off red flags. And what they are trying to offer you isn't enough for you. It's never been enough for you. It's never going to be enough for you. And there's a level of acceptance that has to come with this reading. Because Spirit is showing that you're holding on to something that used to feel like a wish come true. It did feel like a wish come true at some point. It did feel like you were the lovers, like this is your other half, the Beauty and the Beast, and like two opposites. Maybe you're very different people, and in opposites, like yin and yang, we can find balance. But there's not the balance here. There's the opposites, but there's no balance. And it's a hard thing to accept. It's like Spirit is saying you're looking into a mirror, right? And when we mirror people, they can trigger us because we're mirroring them and they're triggering wounds that we have. And maybe that's why they're bringing up your shadow aspect. But the thing is that somebody can't just serve as a mirror to you to be a good relationship or a good partner. They can serve as a mirror to you, but then when they hit those wounds, they're there to tell you, it's okay, like, you know, if you feel insecure, talk to me about it. What's going on? I want to help you. I want to make sure you're feeling better. I don't want you to feel upset about this. Like, I'm your partner, I'm here for you, or I'm your best friend, I'm here for you. Let's talk about this. But there's a sense of them just not wanting to talk about problems, wanting to be happy-go-lucky, wanting to leave their worries behind, wanting to have a good time. They're all for the moment. Long-term, there's no really long-term thinking in their mind. And so then this can become hard on you. And Spirit is saying, you know, it's time for you to jump in to the unknown and see what else is out there for you and stop this cycle of just, you know, burdening yourself with this idea that you have to grow roots with this person, that you have to dive deep down and create something long and stable, when what this has shown you is that it's not stable and it's not long-term material. So this is a message I have for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Please drop a comment. I hope it helped. Please drop a comment, let me know how it was, let me know how it resonates. And if you're interested, I post readings on TikTok. I have an Instagram as well, same handle, TarotXTayFit. I do personal readings. You can check that down on my website, as well as Reiki. I'm an online personal trainer. I do yoga. Hit me up. My website is down below. My email's there as well. I'll see you in my next reading. Bye. What's up, pile 2? If you chose this beautiful crystal, this is going to be a reading all about how your person feels about you and just a little deeper dive into what's going on. Anything that can come up, okay? I don't feel like there's too much really going on. It feels comfortable, to be honest. It feels really comfortable. It feels grounded. I feel like I just want to chill. This is very much a crystal that reminds me of the root chakra, and it feels stable. It doesn't feel shaky. It doesn't feel like, oh, there's a problem here. But let's see. Spirit, how does pile... It's interesting because it's almost like you worry that it's not good, or you worry that you have to prove yourself, or you think about it too logically, and it kind of ruins this whole idea of this comfort and this stability and this chill. It's like chill. And oh, the wind. I feel like this is your energy. Your energy is so strong, and maybe you feel like this needs to be this way, or it needs to be that way, or it's very much calculated. Your energy is calculated and strict in a way, and hard on yourself, and a little bit judgmental of yourself and others. And so when this feels really good and comfortable, it's almost like you're judging the whole thing. And it feels very stable. And okay, Spirit, show me, I'm confused now. Spirit, show me what's going on here between pile 2 and their person. Let's look at that first, Spirit. What is going on between pile 2 and their person, Spirit? Show me what is going on between pile... Okay, this energy is just... It's chill. It's chill until it's not. So, there's a sense of you focusing on the past, focusing on what's gone wrong in the past, what you've lost in the past. Maybe somebody held you to really high standards, or maybe you thought that, maybe you held yourself to really high standards, or you thought you had to be a certain way to make it to an end goal, and then you didn't make it to the end goal, and that's because you weren't being authentic. You weren't being who you're supposed to be. And so there's this sense of focus on the past and focus on what you've lost. And so you're not really seeing the magic of the connection. You're not really seeing how good this feels. This feels good. I could go to sleep right here. I could relax into this energy. But it's like you question the energy. You question the magic of it, because there's a sense of you being a little bit cutthroat, a little bit icy, a little bit cut off from your emotions, maybe because you don't want what happened in the past to happen again. But the thing is that by you focusing on the past, you're not able to focus on your potential. You're not able to look forward and see the magic of this connection, see what's to come, what could be available to you, how good this feels. It's like deep down in your intuition, you know that this feels like a nurturing, loving, relaxed, chill connection, but there's something, because you maybe were more into toxic connections in the past, there's a sense of when is this gonna happen? When is the next shoe gonna drop? When are we gonna fight and yell at each other? But you're not, because this is good. And so your fears and your past dictate how you feel right now. But deep down, your intuition knows that this is good, and so there's a sense of you having to let go of the past to be able to focus on this, to be able to focus on how stable this really is. And, there's a lot of passion here too. It's not like it's boring and it's just comfortable and you don't do anything. There's a lot of passion, but there's a lot of space for you to be able to fill up your own cup. And for this person, your person, to fill up their own cup. And there's a mutual respect for each other. There's a mutual understanding. And before, you didn't have the space to fill up your own cup. And so it's kind of conflicting or confusing in the sense of, why do I have this available to me now? I never had it. It's like you have a new sense of freedom and you don't know what to do with it. Spirit, tell me more about this weird connection. No, I'm just kidding. It's not weird at all. It's not weird at all. So it's just very much, you get in your head. Okay, so I haven't even seen how this person feels about you yet, but you just get in your head. You battle your mind of like, it's almost like it feels too good to be true, but you're not accepting the fact that, oh, this feels too good to be true. You're kind of like, this feels off. This feels weird. Like, why is it so comfortable? You're like, what's going on here? And so it makes you battle your mind, and kind of, it's like you're waiting for something to happen. Spirit, tell me, what else do you want to tell me about this? Okay, how do they feel about you? How does pile 2's person feel about pile 2? Well, they have mad passion for you. They feel very sexually attracted to you. They feel like they want to build a kingdom with you. Like you're their happily ever after. Spirit, tell me more. How does this person feel? And it's so funny because I got to bring this up. Okay, so the devil, I got the devil card, and this is when I said this person has mad passion for you, like sexual energy, passion. They feel drawn to you, pulled to you. A lot of people can take this as a negative thing. So it's almost like, but in tarot, when you read tarot, it's not like, you know, the definition means a certain thing, but when you're reading tarot, you use your intuition. And so my intuition is telling me, my psychic ability is screaming at me that this means deep passion and sexual energy for you. But in your mind, over there, you could be questioning like, oh, that's the devil. It's like you're questioning the things that are good. Good things are coming, it's feeling good, and you're questioning like, oh, that could be the devil. Why is that the devil? But Spirit wants you to kind of shift your perspective, because even this card, sometimes it could be meaning red flags. Could mean that this person has an ego. Could be meaning all these like bad things. But in your reading, this means this person wants to build a kingdom with you. They want to start something and build it together and be there for each other and be balanced and equal. And that they feel like they're happily ever after. This is definitely a relationship, okay? The first pile was like, could be friends and stuff. This is a relationship. And so it's really just your perspective, changing your perspective, shifting from the past energy to the current energy, understanding that this is a good thing, this is comfortable, this is happy, this is stable, this feels good. But there's some healing that has to be done from the past. Spirit, tell me more about pile 2's person. How do they feel about pile 2? How else do they feel? You know, they feel like you're a very talented, passionate person, but they also feel like you deal with some anxiety, or you get into your head, or you have fears. Like they can feel your fears. Maybe they don't talk about them with you as much as could be talked about, but they notice your energy, and they notice that it makes you tired, and they don't want you to be tired. It's like they care about you. They don't want you to feel this way. They see that you struggle with it. They might not say anything, but they know it's from the past. They know that somebody hurt you in the past, did a number on you, and that this needs to be healed. They're understanding of it. They trust that it's all going to work out. They trust that things will balance out, that you will surrender to this connection, that you will stop holding on to the past, stop holding on to what hurt you, free yourself from what hurt you so you can be more present. It's like they surrender to this idea that that's what's going to happen, and so they don't really talk about it too much, but they definitely see you struggling with it, and maybe they don't know necessarily how to talk about it because they feel like you're in your head a lot. Spirit, is there more? Yeah, they can see that you just battle it. Like you come off as one way and you present yourself as one way, but they know you're battling inside. And so the message here is, in the past, you thought you had to be a certain way to have it your way, to have your happily ever after, and you realized being that certain way wasn't your happily ever after. And so Spirit doesn't want you to repeat that. Spirit doesn't want you to appear as one way, but be another way internally. Because it's important to just come through with what you're feeling, communicate with what you're experiencing, because this other person, oh, I got something in my eye. This other person, their eyes aren't closed. Like I'm closing my eyes, like their eyes aren't closed. They're perceiving you. They see it. And it would be good, it would strengthen the relationship further to talk about it. And so there's a lesson that you're learning, and the lesson is appear as who you are. Be true to who you are. Be genuine. Be open. Because this is a safe space. And, you know, you do a lot. There's a lot on your plate. You appear to be balanced through everything, but you don't have to be holding so much. You don't have to be carrying so much. Spirit, tell me more. What else do you want to tell me about this temperance? I feel like there's more here. What else do you want to tell me about this temperance? Yeah, so there's a lot of things that are on your plates that are just not enough for you. They're too heavy. They're too much. They take up too much space. They're not meant to be in your head. They're not meant to be in your life. And they're really thoughts of the past. They're not really thoughts of now. Like, the thoughts that you're having maybe about this person are really about the last person. They're not about this person. It's like a lot of healing needs to be done of the past, or communication about why you feel this way, so you can deepen the bond with your partner now. Because this is like a soulmate connection. This feels good. A soulmate connection feels like warm water, okay? This feels like warm water. It's comfortable. It's safe. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to be so cold, like a shock, you know? It's warm water. It feels good. And it's safe. And it's not going to burn you. It's not going to freeze you. And Spirit wants you to understand that this is a safe space. This person cares deeply about you. They want to build with you. They're heavily passionate about you. They want this to be the end, like, you know, the happily ever after. And it's almost this idea that you have to accept who you are fully in order to embrace this relationship fully. Because this relationship embraces you, but you have to embrace yourself. So this is the reading I have for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated. This is a good connection. It feels good. It feels comfortable. I could literally just rest here and feel bliss. So I hope it resonated. Please drop a comment. Let me know how it was. Like my video. Subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested, I do personal readings on FaceTime, on the phone, in person. I also do Reiki healing. I'm an online personal trainer, and I teach yoga. So if you're interested in any of this, go down to my website down below, hit me up. You can also email me with questions you may have, but I'll see you in my next reading. Bye. What's up, pile 3? If you chose this yellow crystal, oh, it looks a little white on this side, yellow crystal, it's beautiful. This is going to be your reading, all about how does your person feel about you, and, you know, what's going on within this connection. So, to start off, you're confused, right? It's like, you don't really know what's going on in this connection. One moment you feel stable, the next moment you feel like you're left out in the cold, or you're feeling lonely, and you're just like, does this person like me? And you're confused, and maybe they're not necessarily connected so much to their heart, and you're trying to be connected to your heart. But one thing you do know is that it feels good. It feels like childlike. It feels fun. Childlike in the sense of like fun, positive energy, like easygoing, good time when you're together. But there's a sense of confusion, or a layer. There's layers to this. So let me see. Spirit, and it's pretty windy right now in here, but it feels so good in here. So, okay. there's a sense of you, for some of you, you're not really talking to this person. For some of you, you're talking to them, but they go on and off from being a ghost to not being a ghost. And for others of you, it's like you've hung out one time and you haven't really heard or made new plans with this person. But there's a sense of you being hopeful for the future, or hopeful that things will pan out the way you want them to pan out. Spirit, tell me more about this energy. Tell me more about this energy. I'm going to move this here, and I'm just going to pull some cards on here. It seems that there's a lot on your plate right now, but there's also a lot on this other person's plate right now. And so that is one obstacle you guys are facing. There's another obstacle that is being faced, and this is the fact that either you or the other person or both of you don't want to reach out first. You're like, oh, I'm too good to be chasing. I'm going to be the one who's chased, right? So it's like a little bit of ego going on, a little bit of, it's not very heartfelt. It's not very much like living in the heart space of love and compassion. It's more so like, no, you chase me, and the other person's like, no, you chase me. But when you are together, it does feel like you're on top of the world. It does feel like a dream, or like a wish come true. Not a dream come true, but like a wish fulfillment. Like, oh yeah, that felt good. That was a good experience. That was fun. But there's a sense of you kind of do things with this person that might seem a little bit foolish, and you might judge yourself later for it. And why is this, Spirit? What are they doing that's foolish? For some of you, it's like you're literally hooking up with this person and you feel like it was too fast and you feel like anxious about it after. For others of you, you literally just say something that you feel like was foolish. For some of you, you guys do things together that you wouldn't normally do, and you're like, why did we do that? Why? It's like you're confused on, there's a sense that you want validation from this person, but and so you're craving that validation, but there's not really a sense that you're like super actually truly in your heart aligned and interested in this person, in the sense of like, oh, this could be so good. It's more so just messing around or fooling around, or there's no like set guidelines, right? It feels fun in the moment, but then it might feel lonely later. And so there's not really a set of guidelines, and it's making you feel a little bit like in your head. But the thing is that, do you really feel aligned with this? Spirit wants you to tap into your heart a little bit more, because there's a sense of you not tapping into your heart. It's more so living from the ego. You know, when I said, oh, I don't want to be the one chasing, you chase me, I'm not going to reach out first, or things like that. It's like both of you are craving this sense of validation, and then you get validated by the other person, but what's beyond that? Is there actually something beyond that? Is it actually something that you really would truly be fulfilled and happy being a part of? Or is it something that is not actually fulfilling, and you're craving this validation, and then you're not getting the validation, so then it's making you feel like you're not good enough? There's something that is a little bit twisted here. It's like you're rushing in without a plan. You're not really considering, am I actually in alignment with this person? Do I actually feel good around this person? It's more so like filling some type of void, or filling some type of, point in your life where you're just like, I'm gonna fill the time. Like, I'm exhausted from the past. I don't want any strings attached. I just want the magic. I just want the fun. So you go for the magic and the fun, but then you realize that you're still looking around and the other person's still looking around, and maybe that magic and fun didn't feel as fulfilling as it could have felt if it was actually in alignment. It's really windy. I hope you can hear me. Spirit, tell me more. I'm gonna close the window. Ooh, the window is stuck. It's like you feel like it's a little bit of a sticky situation. You might feel stuck in this situation of, wanting their validation, waiting for their validation, and you're like, I'm gonna get this. But what are you gonna get? Do you really want this? And if you really don't actually truly want this, what are you waiting for? Why are you staying stuck? So this is just what I'm getting. So Spirit, tell me, how does pile 3's person feel about pile 3? Yeah, they feel like passionate about you in the sense of like sexual energy. It's like, ooh, yeah, let's do this. Like, it's quick. It's quick moving energy. Like, you see how this is quick? And it's like in and out energy. It's like, let's hook up and then I'm out. Like, yeah, they have a good time. It's fun. It's a good time. It's like, I'm hearing like rocking the bed. It's a good time, but like, that's it. Like, that's all they think about. It's like, oh, it's a good time. And it's a good time. Spirit, tell me more. How does pile 3's person feel about pile 3? And it's interesting because they do feel a sense of like they don't want to hurt you, but then they have like these urges of like, oh, I want to hook up or I want to hang out. So then they do, and it's fun and it's a good time. But that's what it is. It's a good time and it's fun, and then they're out. And so the thing is it like goes through these highs and lows, and they do feel that they could be hurting you and they don't want to hurt you, but they like what they see. Like, they like what they see. They don't necessarily want to cuff it up. That sounds weird. They don't want to like lock it down, but they don't want somebody else to be with you, but they don't want to lock it down, but they want to have a fun time, but then they don't want to like make it a relationship. You know, it's just a fun time. They don't see it as a long-term building a family. Like, they don't see it like that. How do they see it, Spirit? How do they see it? They see it as they have a lot of options right now, and while you're cool and you're nurturing and you're loving and like you have your shit together and you're cool, like a cool person, they have a lot of options and they can't choose one. That's how they feel. And they do have a good time, but it feels like a celebration in the sense of like it's a party. Like, you go to a party and you have a good time, and then you leave the party and the party's over, and then you weigh the pros and cons, like, was that worth it, or was that a good idea, or, you know, and they're kind of weighing the pros and cons, and they're like, no, it's not worth it to get into a relationship. But when I'm at the party, it's a fun time. I hope that makes sense. But it's just, they're not in the right space to be in a relationship, but are you either? Do either of you actually want a relationship with this other person? I think you both maybe, I don't think this person wants a relationship. I think you want a relationship. And so there's a sense of you wanting a relationship, but if you actually slow down and you feel from the heart space, you'll realize that it's not this person that you want a relationship with, but it's this idea that you want to feel like this person wants a relationship with you. But this person doesn't want a relationship at all. They're just in a fun time in their life. Maybe that's what you're looking for, but you can't use this person to validate that feeling. Spirit, tell me more. Because this situation right here is just a good time. It's a good time, and there's multiple people involved. And so if that's not what you want, then you have to get clear on what you do want, and you have to set clear expectations, and you have to communicate and understand that this is not necessarily what you want. So it's really deciding, what do you want to commit to? Do you want to commit to hooking up and hanging out and being with this person when they want to be with you? Or do you want to commit to setting these boundaries of what you actually want? it's like the universe wants you to understand, what do you actually want? Do you actually want a relationship? Because acting in this way is not a way to start a relationship. It's almost like there's no clear communication, there's no clear intentions. If you want a relationship, you be clear with the person that you're trying to create a relationship with from the beginning, like what your intentions are, and see if they're in alignment with you. And if they're not in alignment with you, then they can't give you what you want. And maybe it's not even them that you want. It's just the idea that you want. This is a little bit confusing. Like I said, like this reading is confusing in the sense that you're confused. Because you have a lot on your plate, and like you want this fulfillment, you want this relationship, you want it to be a new beginning. But there's a sense of you trying to have this new beginning with somebody who doesn't really give you their full time of day, who shows up when they want to show up. Tell me more about this moon, Spirit. Who shows you red flags. Yeah, it's a good time in the moment, but they show you red flags all the time. And Spirit is saying you have this energy that's so good. And so you shouldn't let people like this have access to that energy. Because your energy is so good. You're the sun, you're the Queen of Wands, you're glowing, you're beautiful, you have a lot to offer, you have your shit together. You're positive, you're fun, you're a great time. And so if a relationship is what you want, don't let this person have access to you. If a fun time is what you want, go for it. Let them have access to you. Spirit, what is this Empress about? There might be something to do with your mother figure in your life. Your mother figure in your life could have been somebody who always was in relationships, or is still in a relationship, or always has been in a relationship with somebody who didn't treat them fairly. Like the relationship was out of balance. Whoever they were with, she gave more than she received. And so this is something that has been shown to you year after year, time and time again, over and over again. And it's something that you have like kind of put into your life, in the sense of pursuing people who aren't giving you the full respect and the full balance and the full effort that you deserve. Something that is out of balance. And this is something that affects your solar plexus. It affects your confidence. It affects your self-worth. It affects your abilities. It affects like your power. And so Spirit is saying it's time for you to break this cycle. It's time for you to kind of look at it from a different perspective and see how this cycle has affected your life, and how you can shift this cycle and get out of it and choose yourself. And if what you want is a relationship, realize that this is not the relationship that you want. You deserve something that is in balance. Someone that is not hitting you up just for a good time, but for a long time. And not allowing these energies to kind of just sneak back into your life and take your energy. Because your energy is good, like I said, it's beautiful and it's glowing, but they're draining you of this energy. And this person is not enough for you. They haven't been enough for you. And deep down you know this, but it's hard to accept. Spirit, is there anything else you want to end this with? Spirit's saying it's time to face your shadow. It's time to see and understand why you go for people who aren't giving you what you deserve. Alright, this is the message I have for you. I hope it resonated. I hope it was helpful. If it was, please drop a like, a comment, subscribe to my channel. Let me know how this reading was. And I post also readings on TikTok, Instagram, same handle, TarotXTayFit. If you're interested, follow me. And I also do personal readings. I do reiki. I do online personal training and yoga. So if you're interested in any of this, check out my website down below, or send me an email if you have questions. All right, I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in my next reading. Bye.